Hello, my fluent friends. Welcome back. Chandra Zas in Odyssey. Yay. I got a question for you. Is it true that you have to always eat clean to feel good?
Welcome! Here is your hostess and coach, Chandra Zas, helping people make food and mood changes doable without missing out. Go ahead, high five that like button, subscribe and share while you're there.
It's one of the questions that I find stops people, or it's one of the ideas and beliefs that we have to always eat clean in order to feel good. And it's one of the ones that stops us from eating foods that make us feel good, because it's like we get into like the black or white, the all or nothing thinking of like, I have to do it all the time, so I can't do it all the time. I don't want to do it all the time, so why bother? So I got some news for you. We don't have to eat clean all the time to feel good. In fact, it's one of the things that I teach in my program is to get into a relationship with your food and with your body and with your own internal sensing and knowing and acceptance of when do I want to feel at a peak state? When do I want to feel super on, super focused, super productive, super present? And when do I want to just enjoy a gluttonous meal or even a night out with drinking and cake or birthday cake? When do I want to enjoy those pleasures of being human? And it doesn't mean that we have to eat that way all the time. It doesn't mean that we have to keep eating that way. It doesn't mean that it's going to ruin us or make us feel horrible. And so what I like to teach my clients is like, once you have a baseline of like knowing like, okay, what are my optimal foods? What are the foods that really feed me and make me feel really on and really good and really clear and focused and present? What are those foods? And then I can know, okay, well, I have this important meeting, or I want to create this thing, or I want to, spend really high quality time with my kid. How do I want to feel? We reverse engineer what that looks like. What do you do before that to feel that way? But then also I want to enjoy life and I want to have, some fun. I want to enjoy. And so then you get to choose how you want to feel. And it also doesn't mean that, basically what it means is you have a baseline. You know what foods your body runs ideally on and an optimal state, like jet fuel for your body. And then you also know, okay, I'm going to have some dirty diesel and I'm okay with that. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to feel a little off the next morning, and I'm going to go right back to my baseline and choose how I want to feel.
Hello, my friend. How are you? I'm in the Dead Sea, floating in the water. Go ahead and like and share and follow so we can keep in touch.
So, eating clean, we don't have to do it all the time. There's another component here that when our gut is in bad shape, then the dirty diesel, it throws us off a little bit more and a little bit longer. And so the ideal is that we get our gut into a really resilient, strong place. Ideally, so that even eating that dirty diesel, it actually doesn't even make us feel off. That's a strong, really resilient gut. And so then that way you're like, okay, well, I know where my gut's at. I know how much I want to pay attention to it, how much I want to invest in it. I know that if I'm eating super nourishing for a period of time, I'm building my gut back up to this resilient place so that I can handle more. I've actually never used this phrase. This phrase came up while I was making this video, that I can eat more dirty diesel and I will either feel a little off, or maybe I won't even feel it at all if my gut is in a really good, strong place. So if your brain is thinking like, oh, I got to do it all the time, or why bother, or I just can't do it, I don't want to do it all the time. So totally normal. And just know that you don't have to do it all the time. You don't have, honestly, you don't have to eat clean any of the time. It's a choice, right? But where I get to help my clients is like, how do you want to feel? How do you want to feel in your body tomorrow morning, and in your brain and your energy levels? How do you want to feel tomorrow morning? How do you want to feel after your next meal? How do you want to feel 10 years from now? How do you want to feel when you got grandkids and you want to play with them and you want to pick them up and you want to be energetic and have energy and be pain-free and feel good in your body? How do you want to feel? That is the anchor of making sustainable and having sustainable food habits for life. Now, you don't have to. It's an option. It's totally optional. We get to eat how we want to eat. But most of us are in that really confused in-between land where we're not sure what's making us feel good, what's making us not feel good, or we also have, one thing I see a lot is we're so emotionally entangled. Sometimes people are like, I know these foods don't serve me and I can't stop. Like, it's just what I need at the end of the night to unwind. It's just my pleasure throughout the day. And so, or I am just, I got so much hard shit going on in my life that I need these coping mechanisms. I need these dopamine hitting foods to make me feel like the day is worth it. So untangling the emotional component of like, why are you eating what you're eating? Are you eating it just for the dopamine hit to escape the feelings that are uncomfortable in your body and you just don't have any other options for these feelings? So this is why in the beginning of my program, in the mood part, I help you have options for your feelings. Doesn't mean you still can't eat them. Doesn't mean you still can't eat the dopamine hitting foods that make you feel good, that give that dopamine hit, but you got options. When you learn that you got options and you bring it into a conscious choice of, okay, how do I want to feel afterwards? Am I okay with feeling off? Am I okay with that? Sometimes that is seriously an option, and I choose it sometimes too. I choose it less and less the more I'm so clear on the impact on me. I tend to find like the treats, I still eat treats. I make homemade chocolate. I have this epic cashew butter muffin recipe that's to die for. There's lots of treats that we have in our life that are yummy and delicious that don't make me feel off. So I have a kid right now. I have a kid. She's 6, but since she's been about 3, food is fun. And so I have been heavily investing in recipes that are fun and taste really good, but that don't harm our health, that don't make us feel off, that don't make us feel blah, that don't hurt our tummies. So you don't have to eat clean all the time to feel good. And I'll even add in to have a nourishing relationship with food, with your health, with your body, with your brain. You don't have to eat clean all the time. You can clean, what I like to aim for is like 90-95% baseline nourishing, nutrient dense foods, because our state of health is an accumulation of choices. So if we're eating foods that are hard for our body to process and are weighing us down and slowing us down and giving us brain fog and making us bloated, if we're eating those foods majority of the time, we're going to enter into a state of feeling like that, like it's regular and normal. And so what I like to aim for with myself, and it's what I like to help my clients aim for, is like 90% of the time, baseline, nutrient dense, nourishing foods. And then there's life. It's not about always, it's not about perfect, it's not about 100% of the time. It's not realistic. So finding this realistic, sustainable, nourishing relationship with your food is what's going to give you energy levels. It's going to help you feel present and patient for your family, for yourself at 7 p.m. instead of feeling exhausted and like all you can do is like sit on the couch and watch TV and eat pizza. And yeah, most people, that's not on their bucket list to watch TV and eat pizza every night at 7 p.m. So what's on your bucket list and how do you want to feel at 7 p.m.? And I can help you reverse engineer what you need to put in your body, how you need to manage your emotions to create that state of presence, productive, patient. It actually gives you time back in your day and energy. Yeah. So that's what I got for you today. Have a beautiful day, and I will see you next time.